Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm showing you how to get amazing games in Advanced Warfare by fixing the lag compensation and poor matchmaking. This technique will work for all other Call of Duties as well. I'm using the TP-Link Archer C7 and NetDuma R1 gaming routers. I've been using the R1 for about a month now, and it's great for getting local pub lobbies, but it does lack precision bandwidth throttling. But if you limit the upload-download speed to the NetDuma using the TP-Link, you'll prevent data overflow to the COD servers, the lag compensation will not target your internet speed, and your hit detection will greatly improve. So we'll go through the physical setup, how to configure the TP-Link and NetDuma firmware, and we'll watch a few clips showing the awesome hit detection. Let's go! Okay, so here's the physical setup, guys. You've got your internet service provided modem. In my case, mine is the Hytron CGN3. You're going to have it bridged or modem only mode. You're going to be using the LAN 1, as that's the only one that will work when your modem is bridged. So that's going to go from your ISP modem's LAN 1, and that's going to go into your Archer C7's WAN jack, the blue one there. And then from one of your LAN jacks are going to export the signal to your NetDuma. And then NetDuma, you can see the red wire is plugged into the WAN, the first jack on your left there. And then you got your consoles and your computers you can wire into the other ones. And that's the physical setup, guys. So we're in the TP-Link Archer C7 firmware. What we're going to do here is specify what our internet speed is. So if you need to find that out, go to speedtest.net, get your speed. For example, mine is 70 down with 11 up. So just multiply that by 1,000 and then click the save button. Next we're going to reserve the address for our NetDuma. I've already done mine here, but you just click add new, and then you'll have to get the MAC ID from your NetDuma, and you'll have to get your IP address. Now the one problem with doing this is the default settings on the NetDuma. The IP address is 192.168.88.1, and if you try and add that in, you'll get a subnet error message that pops up. It won't let you do that. So what you have to do, like this is all the default stuff on the NetDuma here. Now in order to get around that, all you have to do is go to settings, go to WAN, WAN, just enable your WAN, and then I'm just using 192.168.0.69. You have to keep that 0 the same as the Archer's IP. So, and then yeah, just same subnet mask and gateway IP, primary, secondary DNS. You can use the same as your gateway IP. Once you're done, just go down and click apply, and now we can go back here. So once you have that in, it'll look like that. You want to make sure it's enabled. You can modify to disable or enable that. And now we're going to go to the bandwidth throttling section here, and this is where you would go to the rules list, and then just add new, and you're again right here is you're going to enter the same IP address you just made for your NetDuma. So yeah, it's 192.168.0.69, and you're just going to copy and paste that over here. Now your egress, that is your upload, and your ingress, that's your download. So what I was using was 512 kilobits. You got to put that over here as well, and then your download, I was using 1024 kilobits. And that's generally a good spot to start off with. You can kind of subtract or add 256, 128, so forth if you really want to get technical. But I found this was working really well. If you go too low, you might start rubber banding. But yeah, just click save. I've already done it, so I'm just going to click back. And then yeah, just make sure that's enabled. And now you just go back to bandwidth throttling, and when you want to turn it on, just click enable and then click save. So now your NetDuma is successfully throttled, and then we'll move over to the NetDuma to take a closer look at that. So we've got our WAN IP set up for the NetDuma, which will allow us to successfully throttle it. And there's a couple more things we got to do still. First we're going to go to the device manager, and we're going to click edit. And here is also where you specify the NetDuma, what its connection is. So you're going to put 0.5 megabits up and 1 megabit down. Click update bandwidth. You can also rename your devices or consoles here to make things a little easier to work with. And let's take a look at our congestion control now. You can also set the bandwidth here as well. But what we're using, my connection, for example, is a dedicated gaming internet connection, right? So all I'm using is just my laptop to run the firmware and my console. So I'm leaving the sliders here at 100%. And I'm using the preemptive algorithm because that's better to use with a low speed connection. It just makes it a lot better. So let's check out host filtering. Now this is where you would go to add your consoles or devices. You just clicked select a device, and my Xbox One's already there. Normally when you click it, you'll see this, right? Xbox Live Ping Assist, that's what you want. Or PlayStation Network Ping Assist, those are what you want to use here. Click done, and then you'll have it here. You click enable, and you want to make sure show hosts is check marked as well. That way you'll see your hosts will be like bigger circles down here, and you can see who you're connecting to, and it'll automatically ping your host and tell you like what's going on in terms of that connection in that room you're in. Alright, now let's talk about the troubleshooting for your NAT. You want to make sure that everything's properly set to keep your NAT open. So if you go to settings and miscellaneous, you want to make sure your UPnP forwarding is checkmarked, okay? And then as well, if you go back to the C7, or sorry, the TP-Link Archer C7, you'll see that you want to click on your NAT, make sure that's good. Your forwarding, I've got my NetDuma DMZ'd here, just to ensure that the NAT stays open, and your UPnP should be open as well. Now once you've got all this set up, you might want to reboot everything. I definitely had to do this after I was done setting it all up to get my NAT to open up and stay open. So just unplug your internet service provided modem, your TP-Link, and your NetDuma. Just leave it unplugged for like 10 seconds. Plug in your ISP modem, then plug in your Archer C7 TP-Link router, and then plug in your NetDuma. Give it a few minutes, everything boots up, and then you want to boot up your Xbox One or your PS3, PS4. Just make sure it boots up as a hard boot, so it's a complete restart, and then your NAT is good. So after all that, let's check out some game clips.
Friendly UAV above. UAV in wait.
So we can see the hit detection is pretty good compared to how it normally runs in Advanced Warfare, which is usually crap. We've got our TP-Link throttling our bandwidth to the NetDuma, which is getting rid of the lag compensation, and we're using our NetDuma to get really good matchups. What you might want to do as well is move your home location to connect to dedicated servers. Normally my home location's here, I'm just north of Toronto, and I've moved it to Chicago because the Chicago dedicated server is fucking awesome, and the Florida one apparently is really good as well. So let's just start a game here. I'm going to look for some TDM. We're going to see it popping up. You can see some dudes over here. Now if you click on these little guys, you'll have the option to update whether or not you want to deny or allow them. With the dedicated servers, you don't have that option. And usually once the game goes from the lobby and loads the game, it'll connect to the dedicated server here. And you can see here there's no option to update that, so you know you're on a dedicated server at that point. So that's basically how that works, and since I've been playing on the Chicago server, it's been really fun. I've had a lot of good games, really good hit detection, guys. So I hope this helps you all out. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys have any questions at all, any troubleshooting, hit me up in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So have a great day, guys. Vamp out.